Okay, so at this point, Aeneas's men have just narrowly escaped shipwreck and they're about to land. De fes Aeneadae quae proxima litera cursu contendunt peteret Libiae virtuntur auroras. The worn out, this says descendants of Aeneas literally, but here it just means like Aeneas's men. The worn out Aeneas and his men strive to make for the shores by their course, the shores which are closest. So you imagine a verb in there like sunt, relative clause. Est in sequesu longo locus. There is in a long recess a place. Description of the place. Insula portum efficit objectu laterum. Quibus omnis ab alto frangitur inque sinus scindit se sunda reductos. An island. So there's a place in this sort of harbory place. An island makes a port by the objection, by the sticky outiness of its sides. So it's describing like two projecting land structures which make a kind of port. Objectu, ablative, laterum, genitive, plural, third declension. Quibus, with which or on which, omnis agrees with unda, even though they're pretty far apart. So, on which or by which each wave from the deep is broken and splits itself into or onto the recess which is led back. Splits itself on those jutting out land masses and then recedes back into the harbor. Hinc at quinc, that's a funny sounding elision there. Hinc at quinc vastae rupes gemini queminantur in caelum scopuli, quorum sub vertice late aequora tuta silent. On this side and on that side, here and there. But as you're going into the harbor, you've got these two land masses on either side. So it's trying to give you a sense that you're surrounded. On this side and on that side, vast cliffs threaten, loom, or something like that. And there's another name for these cliffs, vastae rupes geminique scopuli, vast cliffs or rocky structures, and twin, other word for cliffs, threaten or tower into the sky, under the tops of which far and wide the sea safe, the safe waters are silent. Tum silvis scaena coruscis de super horrenti quatrum nemos inminet umbra. Then the scene, it's interesting that he calls this like geographical description a scene. It literally is the word that you use for the scene of a play. So it's like he's describing it as though it were something you would see on a stage. Then the scene with flashing forests, like shaking, trees shaking in the wind or something. Picture that. From above, a grove, a black grove overhangs with, let's see, did I get the and in there? Yeah. So I'll start with the subject and work backwards. A black grove overhangs with horrenti umbra. Umbra is ablative there. with bristling shades, with shuddering shadow, if you want. So then the scene overhangs with these flashing trees from above, and a dark grove overhangs with shuddering shadows. Fronte sub adversa scopulis pendentibus antrum, intus aquae dulces vivoque sedilia saxo nympharum domus. Under the facing overhang, or something like that, frons is like a brow, so it's like the brow of the grove somehow. Underneath the facing overhang, a cave. Again, no verb, so you have to imagine some form of to be. So it would be like est antrum. There is a cave. Doesn't actually say that though. There is a cave with hanging, craggy rock things. Intus aquae dulces. Inside, again, no verb, so you have to supply something like sunt. Inside there are sweet waters. That means fresh water as opposed to salt water. Vivoque sedilia saxo, and seats made from the living rock. Seats from the living rock. That's either an ablative of material or an ablative of location or something. Take your pick. Apposition. The cave is domus nympharum, the house of nymphs. So there's something sort of supernatural feeling about the place. Hic, here, chains, no chains, not any chains, hold the worn out ships. An anchor does not bite with its curved bite. Morsus, noun for bite. Aligo, verb for bite. Okay, so the harbor is so safe and calm you don't even need to anchor your ships. We'll find out what happens next.